3 more Euros games in the bag as we get through round 2 for Group A and one of the Group B fixtures. The day started off with Albania versus Croatia. It then went on for Germany to play Hungary, and then Scotland faced Switzerland in the final game of the day. So before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to stay tuned for all of the latest Euro 2024 content. I'm posting daily videos up until the end of the Euro, so make sure you do stick around for that. So starting off with Croatia versus Albania, a 2-2 draw in the end. I think was a fairly good result. A very back and forth game in my opinion. Croatia never really got a full grips of the game in my opinion, and it left Albania with opportunities and chances, and they took one early on in the 11th minute, and then it sort of became a sort of itty-bitty game in my opinion. And then as the game got on, Croatia grew into it a little bit more, started to create a bunch of chances, and then similar to the Italy game, Albania dropped 2 goals in quick succession in the 74th and 76th minute, one of them being an own goal, and ended up being 2-1 down. But then right at the end of play in the 95th minute, Albania popped up with an equaliser, which in the most shocking of circumstances still gives them an opportunity to go through. And it's very it's one of those groups, this one, where I think anyone can go through at this point. I thought Croatia would have done so much better so far. I didn't expect them to get thrashed by Spain like they did, but it is just one of them things. So if we do talk about the lineups, you had Perisic in at left back, Guardiola went back to centre half, and then you had obviously Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic, and all that jazz. So Croatia, in my opinion, what they're missing is some young guns, to be completely honest. In that midfield area, you've obviously got Modric, who's in his 30s. I believe Brozovic is in his 30s. Kovacic is about to hit his 30s. It's just one of those for me where it's just, they're just missing a bit of energy for me, and that's my opinion on it. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. We then go on to Albania, obviously. We then go on to Albania's team, and there was a few changes heading into this game. Brozier didn't start, which was the big miss out of the game, really. Didn't even get on the pitch in the end, but the players who stepped in his role, made the most of their opportunity, picking up a 2-2 draw. I've got to give a massive shout out to their goalkeeper, Tomas Strakovic, or something like that. You can let me know how much I've butchered that in the comment section. But at 29 years old, I believe he's Brentford's number 2. But I think he had an excellent game. 8 saves in total, 5 of them inside the box, 0.92 prevented goals. I thought he had a really, really good game. 12 accurate long balls. And I just think he had a really good game. Obviously, conceding 2 isn't the greatest, but it's just one of them things when you're not a great team, let's say. Like Albania, compared to a lot of teams in this competition, aren't great. So for me, I think he put in a really, really good performance. Obviously, as you can expect, Croatia dominated the ball, 67% to 33%. Expected goals is a lot closer than I expected. 2.69 Croatia, 1.36 for Albania. And to be fair, shots-wise, there was only 7 difference between Albania and Croatia. And I really thought Croatia and Albania put on a really good show for us today. Some really good goals on display. We then go and look at Germany versus Hungary, and this was a result everybody expected. I think Germany have played really well in their first 2 opening games. Jamal Musiala especially, like, what a player he has been so far this tournament. Is certainly growing into all the hype around him. Obviously, we know that he's came from the English side of football, and he's really, really hit the ground running this tournament. 2 goals in 2 games. Gundogan popping up with the second to win 2-0. And I think it's one of those for me with Germany where I do think they're going to make it. Like, I think they're going to go far. I think there's a lot about this team that I really, really like. I really like the likes of Joshua Kimmich. I really like Kroos, Gundogan, Florian Wirtz, Obviously, Musiala, who I've already mentioned, and obviously Neuer is one of the best keepers of his generation. So, for me, it's a really good squad. They've got youth in the right areas, and even if you look at the players coming off the bench, you've got Leroy Sané, you've got Emre Can, you've got Chris Fulkrug, you've got Nicholas Fulkrug as well. You've then also got players like Thomas Muller, Pascal Gross, Nico Schlotterbeck on the bench as well. So for me, it's such a good team, this German side, and I just think they're going to get better and better as the tournament goes on. But a really good performance by them, and obviously, I think we got what we expected from Hungary. Not a great side. I know they came into the tournament in some fairly decent form, but they just haven't turned up. Not yet, anyway. They could obviously turn up in the next game, which I believe their next game will be Monday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So obviously, like, the big names to really talk about is Dominic Szoboszlai, Willy Orban, and I just don't think Szoboszlai's really shown himself. I'm very disappointed in Szoboszlai so far. I don't know if it's the way they're trying to play him or if he's just not up for it, but he just doesn't seem to be able to get in the game. Like, if we do talk a little bit about Szoboszlai, 3 shots, 1 blocked, 1 off target, 1 on target, that's fine. No completed dribbles out of 4 attempts. Pass accuracy, 85% off 54 touches. 1 accurate long ball, no accurate crosses. Lost possession 18 times. And made a foul. For me, I just don't think he was very good in the game. And then, obviously, Willy Orban, I thought he had a really, really good game. 97% pass accuracy, 3 of 3 accurate long balls, 5 of 5 ground duels. He had a shot on target, which ended up being classified as a big chance missed. Made 4 tackles, 5 shots blocked, and 4 clearances. I thought he put in a really, really good performance. Now, if we do just look at this group, Germany 6 points with a +6 goal difference. Hungary at the bottom on 0 points with -4. Now, if we do go and take a look into the final game of the day, it was Scotland versus Switzerland. And I have to say, Switzerland are one of those teams that I just have some sort of feeling about them. I just really like them, and I don't know if it's because of the likes of Xherdan Shaqiri and Briel Mbolo, all these football manager superstars that end up being Swiss. It's just one of those for me. But a big downer, really, to talk about in this game is Kieran Tierney's injury. He had to be stretchered off, so it looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the tournament. We're really interested to see if he isn't. Obviously, Scotland had to make some changes after the Germany game, and I think they were much better in this one. Scott McTominay and John McGinn playing behind Shea Adams, putting a really good performance. I think Billy Gilmore was really good as well. Just brought some composure into the midfield. Maybe not their brightest spark on the pitch, but certainly a very, very good performance. Obviously, the game ended 1-1. A goal from Scott McTominay in the 13th minute and a goal in the 26th minute from Xherdan Shaqiri. Now, Scotland will feel they should have came away with all 3 points in this game because they gifted Xherdan Shaqiri the ball to score his goal. First time strike. And I think it's time to note Xherdan Shaqiri because an international tournament hasn't started until a Shaq scream has gone in, because what a goal it was. What a brilliant finish. Angus Gunn, I don't really know how I feel about him. He does a job in goal, but I don't think he's that great on the international stage. Granit Xhaka put in a really good performance for Switzerland, along with the likes of Manuel Akanji, Fabian Schär. Originally, the goal was put down as an own goal, I believe, to Fabian Schär, but that's since been changed to Scott McTominay. It's going to be really interesting to see what Scotland do in the final group game. Obviously, realistically, if we look at the group, they're 3 points behind Switzerland. I believe Scotland play Hungary on the final day of this group campaign, so they're going to have to win. Realistically, they're going to have to win and probably score 6 because, well, there's got to be a 6-goal swing for goal difference. Head-to-head's a draw. So it's going to be like a 6-goal swing or goal scored or something like that. If Scotland win against Hungary, obviously there's no guarantee Scotland will win that game. But as it stands at the moment, they're not going to go through as one of the best third-place teams because they've only picked up a point. Obviously, they can end it with 4, but it's going to be very interesting to see what does happen with that one. Now, if we do just take a quick look ahead to tomorrow, the day starts off with Slovenia versus Serbia. I think that's going to be a really interesting clash. They are in the same group as England. We saw Serbia the other night. I thought they were really good against England. I think England defended very, very well, but I think other teams who don't have that quality of defender may not stand up as well to that sort of pressure. Then at 5 o'clock, Denmark face England in what I think is going to be a very, very tight game. The rumour has it that England are going to play the same starting 11 that started the Serbia game. Not entirely sure I agree with that. There is a couple of changes I'd make, but it's just one of those for me. I'll get on with it. I'll live and we live and we learn in this world of football. And then the day ends with Spain versus Italy. A very, very interesting game for Group B, because if we do talk about Group B just for a little second, Spain and Italy both have 3 points. Albania and Croatia both have 1. Now, if Spain win, then Italy's final game becomes a must-win against Croatia. It becomes a must-not-lose against Croatia, because then they're at risk of ending up in 3rd place, which risks them going out of the competition. So it's going to be a really interesting day of fixtures today when you're watching this. Obviously, I'm recording this after the Scotland game has finished. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll catch you in my next video. Be sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.